Hey guys, my name is FunPuro. Riot has announced that they are looking to rework Ahri for patch 12.3. Riot has the goal of making Ahri's passive more useful during more parts of the game, making it feel better when casting spells in lane, and making her more of a mage that is mobile with their partial ultimate resets. Let's see if Riot Games delivered on what their goals were. So starting off, let's look at her base stats. Her health is going down from 526 plus 92 HP per level to 500 plus 82 HP per level. Health regeneration is decreased from 5.5 to 2.5, and armor is decreased from 21 to 18. So obviously looking at this, it was a nerf to base stats. At level 18, you're losing 176 HP, which is more than a ruby crystal's worth of HP. At level 15, you lose 156 HP, which is a tiny bit more HP than a ruby crystal. Health regeneration was also decreased. Armor was also decreased by 3. So the ratio that is multiplied by total damage done to you to calculate post mitigation damage has gone from 0.826 to 0.847 at this state, meaning that at level 1, 80 base attacks will do about 2% more. Remember that armor does increase as the game goes on, so reviewing the base stats alone, it seems that Ahri's style of gameplay makes her more high risk. You have your survivability decrease with the HP nerfs. If you take a bad trade, you are slower to overcome its effects, and against 80 champions or basic attacks, it is more punishing due to decreased armor. So now let's move on to the passive. The new passive will grant Ahri stacks of essence fragment when killing minions or monsters. After killing 9 fragments, Ahri will heal 40 to 120 plus 25% AP. When Ahri gets a takedown on an enemy champion within 3 seconds of damaging them, she feasts upon their essence, healing for 80 to 200 plus 35% AP. So let's understand this change. Every minion you kill grants you stacks. Every non-cannon wave spawns with 6 minions, and every cannon wave has 7 minions. So if you were to see us perfectly, it would take more than just one wave to heal. I think with this new passive, it might incentivize more Ahri players to invade the enemy jungle more, to take away enemy camps when there is time available to. It might also make Ahri players take their own junglers' camps to heal sometimes. Sometimes it might be a good thing, sometimes it might be a thing that could potentially grief your jungler. But for example, when your jungler is doing something else on the other side of the map, maybe taking your own jungler's camps is a good thing because it'll allow the camp to respawn at a higher level, so the next time the jungler is there, they're going to get access to more XP. This also means that Ahri players should fine-tune their CSing ability to be better able to access the healing on the reworked passive. And also the healing that you get was buffed. In addition, it puts a greater emphasis on farming minions rather than trading. If you do take a bad trade, it's more punishing due to health nerf, health regeneration nerfs, and in some cases the armor nerf. In order to compensate, the player must be able to keep good CS levels to get the good healing. There's also the additional healing from takedowns done within 3 seconds. If you one-shot someone, for example, you will get the healing. If you clean up a fight, you'll get the healing. So while her base stats brought Ahri down, there are more opportunities that she obtained for sources of healing. It definitely does seem that there are more opportunities to heal in Ahri now, but the player must be able to have a good CS and be able to counter jungle and find monsters in the jungle to increase their opportunities more. Looking at it, it requires more precise usage of abilities and attacks to get more healing. Riot did add higher AP ratios to help add to better healing and higher healing amounts. So now let's move on to Ahri's Q, Orb of Deception. Her Q mana cost has changed from 65 to 85 to 60 to 100. So Ahri's base mana pool ranges from 418 to 843, scaling with level. So the ability does cost less to cast earlier, but does cost more to cast later. So this does help a little bit for Ahri. Ahri can sometimes have mana problems before her first recall, so making her Q ability cheaper to cast earlier is nice. Next is Ahri's W, Foxfire. So damage is being increased from 40 to 140 to 60 to 160. Mana cost is decreased from 45 to 25. The flame duration is decreased from 5 seconds to 2.5 seconds, and the movement speed duration is increased from 1.5 to 2 seconds. So overall, this is just a nice buff for Ahri. More damage, cheaper to cast, more time of the movement speed. It can help alleviate mana problems that she may have had previously. However, it is important to note the decrease in the duration of the flame ability. This just means that you need to be casting your W smarter and ensuring that you have the time to output your damage instead of just holding it till you get to your enemy. So moving on to Ahri's E, Charm, we see a damage increase from 60 to 180 plus 40% AP to 80 to 200 plus 60% AP. We also see that the mana cost is going down from 70 to 50, and that there's no longer a granted 20% damage amp on a target. So this is interesting. Ahri's W and her E had at least a 50% buff on damage, and they did remove the 20% damage amp on a target from her E.
So looking at the changes, Ahri's new W damage would do more damage than Ahri's Q until 400 AP, and after 400, Q does more damage. This was all calculated at their max ranks. However, if we were to compare Q and W when they were at the same rank for any amount of rank, 400 AP was the value where Q would do more damage under the new changes. So it might be possible that W max first could be the new way to play Ahri, or even putting more points into W earlier on could also be the way to play. It does also cost less and have a lower CDR than her Q. It has to be play tested, but that AP value is something to consider.
Lastly, looking at Ahri's ultimate Spirit Rush, the duration is being increased from 10 to 15 seconds, however there is a new part of her ultimate being added. When you consume a champion's essence from her passive while Spirit Rush is active, the recast duration is increased by 10 seconds and grants an additional cast of Spirit Rush up to 3 stored. So this is kind of big, especially since the cooldown begins after the first ultimate cast. She has more mobility now in a fight. If Ahri had to chase down a target that was in the backline with solely her R, this new part of her ultimate will allow her to have extra dashes to create space or even escape. So she could like dash in, and then once she gets a kill, instead of just being stuck there, she can have another dash to get out of the way and potentially even do more damage. And don't forget, there's also damage attached to her ultimate. So this also just means overall more damage. So after reviewing these changes, these were very major buffs that Ahri needed. There's a lot more damage, it costs less to cast some of her abilities, and she's able to access more mobility now with MS buffs on her W and the new partial reset mechanic on her ultimate. However, it does also feel that players need to play smarter with ability usage and maintain good CS levels to get the most optimal value out of her passive. We obviously need to playtest the new changes, but it will be interesting to see how players adapt to these changes. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what you would like to see next. I also thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.